Hello everyone, hello and welcome to this February update video. I am the Black Shadow. I will apologise for this being a little bit later in the month than I expected, but well, things have been a lot busier on the channel than I had originally planned. Historically, this sort of like January to about March, April period are usually on the quieter side for the channel. That certainly wasn't the case last year when Resident Evil Remake 2 decided to be released, and that certainly isn't going to be the case this year with Resident Evil Remake 3 being released. Maybe we're just in the age now where perhaps the channel's just doesn't really have any quiet periods anymore. It's hard to say. But this update is definitely overdue because I need to be getting on and chatting with you guys about everything that is going to be coming up over the next couple of months or so in the lead up to the release of Resident Evil 3, which of course comes out in the beginning of April. So, as you can probably tell from here, things have been very, very busy. There's been a lot of stuff going on uploading-wise, been uploading tons of stuff as well over the course, overnight here as well. It has been pretty busy. I'll get onto all this in a moment. It's not bad busy, by any stretch of the imagination, but I tend to try not to juggle too many Let's Play series around in a go, because that, you know, it can easily divert attention and it can result in, you know, issues here and there in regards to making sure things are still, you know, quality enough, which is something that I do try to get as best as I can. So, let's dive into the series we've got currently ongoing at the moment. We shall start off with Resident Evil 6, the co-op run with CM3, with good news, everyone, in that, on a technical sense, this series is now finished. And technical as in that me and CM3 have now recorded all parts to this series. We have managed to successfully finish this off back on Monday, I believe it was. We did some streaming, recording as well on the Friday before that. But we've recorded the entire game now. We have finished it some 8 months or so since we initially began. It has definitely been quite the task. We have not yet uploaded the very last bits of Jake and Sherry's campaign yet. And this is obviously tying in with the fact that Mr. Fruy is obviously, he's pretty busy. He's leaving the country in 5 days, and so he is in the midst of doing a ton of processing to get the rest of the series done before he does. Luckily, the Ada stuff should be pretty easy because although we do it co-op with the agent, as you'll see when we get into it, the agent, well, doesn't really matter in a way, so that should make life a lot easier. The plan, as we've got here, is Fruy is busy processing the rest of the stuff. He's only going to get the rest of it done over the course of tonight, and then I'll be able to pick it up from him maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple of days or so. But the series will have its next video go up some point this weekend, and at that point I should have all videos in my possession so that I will be able to upload the rest of the series. So it will be finished before Remake 3, which is good. It might well be finished before the end of the month, we'll have to see. But just to let you know, we have finally finished recording everything here, so that is fantastic. And a huge thanks to Fruy for his work over the series, doing all the editing. It has been very, very much appreciated. On top of that, we obviously have our main sort of solo series at the moment is Dark Cloud, the blind series, the effective Patreon request courtesy of Starfruit, which have been cracking on with a fair amount. Why is that deleted? Oh, I know why that's deleted. You didn't see that, everyone. Recording this has been a little bit tricky because I have been playing some catch-up and like a lot of my recording time has been spent finishing off Resident Evil 6 because of a hard deadline we've got to get that done. The next couple of parts of this are already recorded, and I have done a little bit more than that as well. I just haven't gotten around to processing it yet and getting it uploaded to YouTube. The problem I have at the moment, and this is something I'll be talking about a lot in this video, is that I have a lot of stuff going on video-wise, and that is causing some issues. In that I've got Resident Evil 6, I've got Dark Cloud. Well, Resident Evil 6, admittedly, I'm not doing the processing for. I've got Dark Cloud I'm doing. RTKXI with Alonzo we're doing. Streams that I do and I tend to put onto YouTube as well. So there's a lot of videos I'm kind of going through, and unfortunately it does take time just to process all that stuff. So hence why things are taking a little bit of time to kind of get back into some degree of order. But anyways, we just finished off with the Queen's area. The next video we'll be spending just finishing off Queen's, and then we'll be heading off over to the next part of the game, which I mistakenly thought was on the moon. And I sound like a complete idiot in the entire video. So sorry about that, everyone. my own damn fault. But we are certainly plowing along away with this. I don't know how far we are into the game. I'm going to wager we're about halfway through. At a guess. I'm sure the people that have played the game will be able to tell me a bit more specifically. But that's about where we are. It feels like about halfway through, you know. We've got the moon orb. We're trying to get in contact with the moon. It didn't work, so we're going to see why that didn't happen. Eventually, the Dark Genie's going to come, and I'm sure just destroy everything again. I'll be like, why? I need to see that happening. Speaking of RTK11, that is the new series that has been... Whoops, I was meant to set this as the Players Fun name. List of things I haven't done. Like, I've got a load of comments up here in the top right, which I haven't even got around to responding to yet. Now, RTK11 has been eating up a lot of my time, in that me and Self and Alonzo Ryan, as you will know, have been doing plenty of work. This is the next video coming up later tonight, by the way. You'll get to the occasional custom thumbnail. They're mostly courtesy, if not fully courtesy, of Alonzo. Yeah, it's been good so far. We have recorded quite a lot, actually. We've already spent about 10, 11 hours worth of playing into this already. We have recorded up to about part 18, I reckon. About part 18. And obviously, it's taking time getting that all processed over on my software. Here's session 5 already here as well, with plenty going on here as well. Things have looked better for my yellow turban colleague, but I won't let that spoil too much there. So the general plan of uploading for RTK3 is I'm looking to get a video up about every other day. So I might well do like three or 4 times a week is the rough plan, which is about right. We're recording this a little bit differently to how I normally would do. We're recording it as like a block kind of in 2 hours, 2.5 hour sessions, and then I break it down to 3, maybe 4 videos, depending on what happens in the length of things. Which is actually a little bit different to how I tend to kind of, you know, I usually introduce every video that I do. But the thought was that a game like RTK is, it's not a short one. Any stretch of the imagination, and ultimately, you know, if me and Alonzo spend a minute in every video introducing and a minute every video ending each video, it's just going to lengthen the series longer than it even needs to be, and it's going to be quite a while as it is anyway. So we're 18 parts in, and there is still a lot of work to do to really kind of sort things out. I have had some questions regarding how I intend to do the end game for this. As ultimately RTK is a bit much like Total War in that the winning conditions is basically to conquer the entire map. Now, I've had a chat with Alonzo about this. I have some ideas of what we want to do. It is very possible that we're not going to play to like full, like conquering the entire map completion. It kind of depends on what happens in regards to the map. So we've got a few ideas floating around of what we're going to do. I won't talk about them right now. We'll talk about that later on in the series. But we have discussed it and we have ideas. So we'll touch upon that later on. We have more immediate concerns to deal with. I think that's a fair way of putting it. Now, amongst all those 3, there is also another series that we need to be looking to get cracking on with on the channel that I do want finished before of the beginning of April and Remake 3, and that is another Patreon request that I've mentioned before, Dead Rising 2, courtesy of Blues Ree over on Patreon. A huge thanks to that. I do have definitely a fair amount of experience playing the Dead Rising series, particularly 1 and 2. It has been some time since I've played Dead Rising 2 for that matter, but I am looking to get cracking on with this series. I want to get a full playthrough of this done before April 3rd. Now, I had been asked a little bit about if I was interested in doing this series co-op, and the short answer to that is it would have been nice, but time constraints are basically going to make that very difficult to do reliably, and as such I'm going to do a solo run of it, and that's A, because of Resident Evil Remake coming out, and B, I'm already doing co-op stuff as it is, and it's going to be difficult to do 2 of those reliably and get the series done in, what is it, it's mid-February, so I've basically got about 6 weeks to beat this game, which should be enough time. Although then again, it has been sometimes I've done Dead Rising 2, so we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, so I'll be looking to probably get starting recording this probably next week. I don't think it's going to happen this week at all. There's a bit too much on my end and kind of sorting out the series we've already got going on. I need to kind of get those into order and get ahead of those so that I can actually kind of start working on Dead Rising 2. But that is the plan. Start recording this next week, and we shall be looking to get this finished before the start of April. That's the plan of local series. And again, the end result is plenty of videos ready to be going up. Busy times on the channel. Now, speaking of this does also have an impact over on the streaming that we do over on Twitch at Black Shadow 993. Now, since the start of the year, I haven't been doing too many streams on Twitch. This is because of things have been a bit busy on my end. And there is an additional issue that I do currently have with Twitch in that most of the stuff that I do record and we stream on this, I do tend to want to put onto YouTube, and I usually break that up into videos. Now, the problem with that is, as you can see, we've got enough series going on at the moment. And as such, if I do streaming over on Twitch, either I'm going to have to find a way to kind of get that stuff processed and put onto YouTube as well, or I just do some streams and just call them stream only, and I don't put them onto YouTube, which I don't really want to do particularly, especially if we've got the Valentine's raffle for Resident Evil Outbreak this Friday. I do want to have a second crack at the Consuming Shadow because I felt a bit annoyed that we didn't get a winning run in that. We were kind of robbed of the last one. And it would be nice to do a little bit more of Don't Start Together and actually, have a bit more of a crack at that as well. So this stuff kind of needs to be processed, but it means that there is likely going to be some delays in getting this stuff onto YouTube. I haven't even thought about processing these two streams yet, and getting them onto YouTube. It's not happened at all. So just a warning that we do stuff on Twitch, that it may take some time to get it up onto the channel, despite my best efforts. Now, I do want to do something else on Twitch. There will be some other stuff going on before we get to the 28th and 29th of March, where I will be doing a live stream of the two Resident Evil 2 remakes, scenarios even that I never completed, which is the Leon A. Claire B runs. Never did them, always wanted to do them, and they will be done over the course of that weekend. And it should be good, of course, the weekend before Remake 3 comes out. And obviously when Remake 3 comes out, that's going to be pretty heavy focus of the channel is going to be spent on both that, as well as doing some Resistance streaming as well, which I'll be looking to do on Twitch. I might be doing that weekly. Again, not decided at this point, but we'll see. I've also heard as well, as far as Resistance concerned, I've heard that a couple more of the masterminds have now been announced. I don't know if this is confirmed or not. I've been hearing that Alex Wesker and Oswald Spencer, believe it or not, are actually two more masterminds that are being announced for Resident Evil Resistance. Don't know if this is confirmed or not. If it is true, I haven't really had much chance to kind of chase it up. Alex Wesker makes an absolute ton of sense, and Oswald Spencer is an interesting choice, to be fair. But I can get behind that. I can get behind that. So just let you know a bit more about that. But yeah, so always keep an eye on this on the Twitch. The calendar usually be as up to date as I can physically make it, to let you know what's going on and when it's going on. But it's very possible there will be minimal streams going on until we hit this period, at which point there's going to be stuff going on at least weekly. That is the rough ballpark plan. Cool. All right, so that is that. So thank you very much for listening. As always, if you want to get in contact with us, you can do so in a variety of ways. You've got the YouTube comment section down below, where I do intend to respond to comments as best as YouTube decides to tell me that you've sent them. I tend to find that YouTube, I've been doing some research into it and looking into it. If you send just a starter comment, like a fresh comment, I pretty much always get alerted of that comment. If you start sending responses to other comments, I don't often get told that they're made. So, yeah, just a prior warning. If you want more reliable methods of getting hold of me, you do, of course, have the Twitter sphere over at Black Shadow 993, where you can get in contact with me. Plenty of people contacting me in regards to updates with the RTK series. We've got Ed the Rando, who's keeping a good eye He managed his own created character of the series has become Emperor Yuan Shu's main strategist, which might be quite the poison chalice, but we shall remain to see as far as that's concerned, as well as the occasional cute thing that I send. Cuteness! Cuteness. You can, of course, also contact me as well in various other ways. We do have the Patreon for the channel, Patreon/BlackShadow993, where if you're willing to make any monetary donations for the channel, they are all incredibly appreciated. I've had some really, really generous people over the past few months or so, which has been really awesome. Thank you very much for that, guys. The retirement fund is looking healthier by the day. But of course, every penny that you put into the channel stays in the channel as well, to looking to improve it as well. I do need to look at getting some specific to Patreon updates done at some point. I'm sure I'll find a window to do that, hopefully maybe like next week, but there's a lot of stuff going on video-wise. And of course, you can, as always, look to get in contact with us the best way that I can think of, and that is via the Discord server at BlackShadow993. Link of that in the description below. Always plenty of stuff going on with our main general chat. We've got our latest releases threads. You can get notified in the moment the videos go up. We've got our guide for setting up Resident Evil Outbreak Online. We've got scheduling for various people's Twitch streams. Thread specifically for the Romance of Three Kingdoms series going on. All sorts of bits and pieces. The karaoke machine, the image dump. And yes, of course, I think I might get sued if I don't at least show off the dad jokes. What the hell have we got today? God damn it. God damn it. So, thank you very much for listening, everyone. Hope you enjoy yourselves, your weekends. As I say, I will be keeping everyone up to date as best as I can on the channel, as much as I can, but there's plenty going on at the moment. Resident Evil 6 to come up this weekend. Next RTK video will be going up tonight. The next Dark Cloud will be probably going up tomorrow. And Dead Rising will be beginning some point next week? Question mark? Some point next week. ... question mark. So take care of yourselves, everyone. I'll see you soon.